And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get to take two. Welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, where you get the truth. You get to see all my awards. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button. And tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one single exciting video. Go to the store, www.vinzandrew.com, vinzandrew.com. Pick up all the brand new thrillers there, especially American Crime Story and The Plumber, this new Steve Jobz book, The Plumber, and which was featured in the Big Thrill yesterday. And you can pick up my The Writer's Life video lecture series. That is an especially good deal because you get to watch all these videos forever and ever and ever and ever again. So if you're a newbie out there and you really want to learn the ropes, I don't teach you how to write, but I teach you how to live a good writer's life. And that's what we're all about here. We don't teach you how to write. I don't even know if it can be taught how to write. I went to writing school, but I thought it was a joke. It was something I had to do because I thought I was going to have to teach. Turns out I didn't have to teach. But I still had fun. It was fun, basically. We just got cases of beer and it was a party. Yeah, basically. Some people took it seriously. I didn't. What can I say? I didn't take undergraduate college seriously either. That was also a big party. The life. Anyway, so I just wanted to quickly, I wasn't going to even come to you today, but my mother and we went to the BJ's and we got done earlier than I expected. So Troy, Silence of the Lamberts, or if you will, Troy, The Lamberts Lie Down on Broadway, will be my guest tomorrow afternoon at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. And today you just get me. That said, I finished a novel yesterday, Deranged Fan. It's pretty cool. I'm starting to get very direct with my titles and if it's about a plumber, it's the plumber. If it's about a deranged fan, it's deranged fan. And I like that. I like that I'm sort of evolving a little bit. And the story is very direct. The language is very direct. And, no more fluff. I was just reminded of something when I said fluff. A good friend of mine uses the word fluff in place of fart. So she'll say, "Did you fluff?" I said, Whoever smelt it dealt it. Remember that one? Anyway, last time I heard that, I fell off the turnip truck. All right, that's not what this is about. Get serious. All right, so I finished a novel. Most people, they finish a novel, they don't touch their typewriter or their word processor again, or their laptop rather, for like a month or two or three or four. But not me. I immediately went to work on something else because I got three projects. Three projects in the works right now. So I'm back onto another Dick Moonlight, which is based on sort of a real story. And in any case, my father was like that. He had a construction company and he'd get a big job, and whereas some of the office employees would be like, well, why don't we go across the street and drink a few beers and celebrate or whatever. My father would just be like, boom, pull out the next blueprint and get going on that one, and turns out I'm just like him, if not worse. but he loved what he did, and I love what I do. But what I'm trying to get at is, don't forget to reward yourself for a job well done. In my case, like I worked a full day yesterday, even though I finished the novel in the morning. Yesterday was Sunday, right? And so I rewarded myself. I went out and had a couple of beers. Nothing too much, because I knew I had to bite on the nail come this morning. But a friend of mine was having like a private party at her bar for a select group of patrons, and so I went to that, and free food, free Budweisers. I mean, I was in heaven. Free shitty beer. I mean, how can you not go for that? It was reward enough, and it was fun. But I was back by like 7, and made some dinner, and that was it. Netflix, reading, bed, boom, do it again tomorrow. But I almost on a daily basis, I make sure I reward myself a little bit. Again, I don't consider this a real job. This is like something that I would do if I were retired. This is how I would spend my time, along with traveling and all that sort of stuff that I love to do. But every day when I finish around 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock ish, like I'll crack a beer, and sometimes I'll watch this video just to see where I did okay, where I made mistakes, and so that I know, so that perhaps I won't make them again the next day. But sometimes I'm even worse the next day. But and then maybe I'll, since I'm doing everything from my bedroom studio, I call it. You gotta get out of the house, and so what I'll do is I'll run out to like one of my favorite watering holes and have maybe one beer there, and maybe get some food or whatever. Tonight I'm going to cook. I like to cook too, so that in itself is a reward. Anything that takes you away from your story, there's no reason to be thinking about your story constantly. There's just really no reason. And in fact, it's Hemingway even used to say, like, it's good not to talk about your story afterwards when you're not working on it. It's good not to think about it. Let your subconscious work on it. And it's also good not to know where you're going. No. You always leave a story so that the next day you can continue. So I know some writers that actually stop mid-sentence. That way they can be sure that they're not going to be stuck the next morning. They're going to be able to carry on. But you don't need to know the plot, really. Or you need to know the plot. You don't need to know the story, only up to a certain point. And then, let the stories unfold organically, and let the story surprise you, almost as if you're reading something for the first time. Otherwise, it's just, if it's formulaic and you know the ending, you're just, then it's boring. Then you're just like, you're like, oh, I got to do this, and this until I get to the end, and then I'll be done. Nobody likes that. I want to be surprised. So like when I came to the end of Deranged Fan, I had no idea it was going to end the way it ended. I was providing myself with some MacGuffins all the way. Hitchcock was big on that. And like up until the end, I was like, anybody can be the bad person, the guilty person. And it turns out it was a couple people I didn't expect. So maybe when you read it, you'll be like, oh, I saw this coming a million miles away. That's fine. I don't care. As long as I had fun when I was writing it. And if I have fun while I'm writing something, you'll have fun too. But always remember, after a job well done, reward yourself. Because you deserve it. And life's all about having fun, I think. As much fun as you can, anyway, right? Within means. But don't abuse it either. If it involves alcohol or anything like that, don't abuse it, because it's not a right, it's a privilege. And you don't ever want to lose that privilege. So like, don't be going out and drinking 16 beers and get a DUI, because then you get a problem. All right. But a couple, good. Nice dinner to go with it. Bottle of wine, whatever. whatever floats your boat. All right, that's all I got. Kind of a frou-frou-y video today, but has its place, doesn't it? Right? All right, so we'll see you tomorrow with Troy Lambert. He's the head of Idaho's like literary society or their writing society. Anyway, he's like the Der Führer of all of Idaho's writers. So he loves it when I call him that. Anyway, and I also work with him from time to time. Good guy. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. That said, ciao, ciao.